here on Girl Talk, and we're having a very serious discussion.
Yes, we are.
Because last time we were here, Heather Olson was here with us.
From Singles Plus.
Yes, from Singles Plus. And Anna Ruby is here she is our token need single plus.
I need you.
Yeah, I need you, exactly. Yeah, we're going to talk tips and techniques, but before we do, the last show that you missed before Christmas, gosh, weeks ago, we talked about tacky and tasteless gifts to get. Just saying, not judging. And I swear to you, it was a whole show on pajama jeans. I just have to show you what I got. Honestly, I got pajama jeans.
No, and you love them.
I love them. They're so
marketing pajama jeans on Girl Talk.
Inside of these things, they're just
they are soft.
They are quite soft.
They have fatter. They're Saturday pants because they have that drawstring.
No.
Those are not.
No.
They are.
You didn't show me that.
Yes, for Saturday.
Oh my
Just saying.
gosh.
Okay, so that.
All right. So if you're dating, Heather, would you recommend pajama jeans as the attire for a first date?
If I'm dating Heather,
No, you wear them as a
Oh, no, if you're dating. I meant
if you're dating.
If you're dating, Heather.
Heather.
Heather, if you're dating.
Yeah, okay. Not for dating
I think,
Heather.
not to the play, but maybe a rodeo.
Yes.
Try not to wear those to the baristas. Although you're welcome, because it is a comedy.
Exactly.
So,
And
what
that
would
would
be
be
appropriate.
Well, I have a question for you. Is it hard to find guys?
For me, yes, on this island, I think that it is, but I'm just answering for myself. So I know that a lot of my friends have had a lot of success in Hilton Head and are engaged and married and found their partners on Hilton Head. Personally, for me, I haven't had as much luck. I just feel like people are in very segmented markets, so it's food and beverage, and the food and beverage hang out together.
I never thought about that.
And so, for me, yes, it is. I don't know if there's necessarily a huge young element of professional men here, but maybe I'm just in the wrong places.
Well, and that brings me to you, Heather, is what are some techniques? We were kind of trying to figure out what would be fun to talk about, because I think we've got a lot of questions to ask, but how do you find guys? What are typical techniques? Are there?
There are, and they range from dangerous to wow, you're just out there, to people do meet at work, and you're right, especially in your age group in this environment, that's a difficult place to meet. Plus then you're the topic of conversation if things don't work out. There's a lot of scary things about dating through people you've met through work, but it's really, really common, especially younger people, to meet somebody at work and you're in your 20s or early 30s and you've just started that whole thing. But in our age group, it's not nearly that simple. And where do you go after work? You're tired. You're not going to go to the bar as a woman,
right?
Unless you're going with a girlfriend, and a gentleman isn't going to approach you if you're with your friends, because you're going to turn them down, and you're not going to do that in front of another woman. There's all kinds of...
Have you talked to Heather before? It's kind of interesting.
No, not really, except one time on Girl Talk.
Exactly.
A long time ago.
Tell me, just share again what Hilton Head Singles Plus really does, what you all do.
Well, it's Singles Plus, and there's different ways to access us, HiltonHeadDating.com, SinglesPlus.com, that sort of thing. But we are Singles Plus, and we're a professional introduction service. We're a matchmaking service. We work with individuals that want to find their soulmate, that one forever, that not just it really feels good in the beginning, but the one that really feels good forever. So it's a compatibility service.
You all different is that you're for this region.
Right.
So you're meeting somebody that's
local.
in the area, somebody local, and
somebody that's been checked out and vetted. And
I was going to ask if you go through some sort of a selection process too before you'll put them on the site.
Oh, yeah, and it's not a website.
Okay.
No, people find us through the internet.
Okay.
But we're a private service, and we work individually, one-on-one, personal.
So what would Anna expect if she decided that she was going to take time to come in and chat with you? What would she expect to do, and what would she expect to receive?
Well, during the interview process, it's a real personal get to know you and look at all of the patterns of behavior. It's kind of almost a psychological profiling. Well, it is a psychological profiling. We don't want you to feel like that. You don't want to feel like you're in the dentist chair.
Right.
No offense to
being
dentists. But it is a real personal thing. And then once that's all done and processing and test results and everything, then your introduction team, your matchmaking team, goes to work and finding compatible matches. We're looking for chemistry when y'all meet, But when we're doing our job, it's making sure that you're truly compatible in terms of temperaments and dominance and your core values, what you're looking for. Things about you that you may not even know, that comes out.
Do you have a large pool of people?
That is a good question.
That are working with you in this area?
That is a really good question, because the answer is yes, and it doesn't matter. We're only looking for one. And our job is to go out and find him. Now, it's very possible and often likely that he is already with us. But in the event that he's not, I'm not going to limit that. Our job is to really learn about you, and from the feedback through introductions and gentlemen that you've met in our organization, we're learning more and more about you. It's a very organic, living
which is very cool.
That's nice that it's so personal.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to wrap my arms around it. I have this vision of like 15 guys. No, I really do. 15 guys in a list, and you go, okay, Anna Ruby, let's check these things together, and if it works, okay, it ends up here's Mr. Mike over here. I said, oh yeah, Mr. Mike over here. But you're saying that you really don't need a pool, so to speak. You'll go out and
we'll do marketing campaigns based on our membership needs. Our membership changes day in, day out, week in and week out. It's different.
Looking for cute guy.
We're looking at her dating preferences,
okay,
but only after we've looked at the in-depth core of who she is, from the very, her religious beliefs, her values. What does she want children? How would she raise them? And all of that comes out in the testing and the.
So let's say Mike answers the call. Okay. All right. Then do you meet him and you talk with him and you say?
He's already been in for an interview as well.
Okay.
And gone through criminal background check. And all
he's out.
We're vetting him. Not only is he who he says he is, but also his core beliefs and everything. It's interesting if you were to go through an answer sheet and just guess what your scores would be on a profile.
They're very different.
It's very different.
I would assume.
Yeah.
That's interesting. There was one other. So, are you kind of like a Patty Sanger?
Not me.
You won't tell me to
obvious.
go dye my hair and
no,
lose
because
12 pounds.
I don't want you to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me, I'm really nervous about this, can you coach me? We have coaches. And if we had a gentleman who'd been widowed and he'd really let himself go, and they said, cut your hair.
Let's do a revamp.
And go, you looked at his picture on his driver's license. He was gorgeous before his wife passed. Well, then he kind of, and so we'll coach you. But we don't want you to be different than who you are. We're going to match who you are.
We're going to need to go now. But we're going to let these two continue to chat, and you'll be back next month. So stay with us. There's more to come on Girl Talk.